Good evening, and welcome to this channel about past lives and reincarnation. Now, I'm getting used to talking about these things now, and I don't care, as I told you. I don't care what people think. I used to care, I think, in the past, but not anymore. People might think that I'm crazy or hallucinating, or I just don't care. It's very liberating. So I'll just tell you what I have experienced and what I have learned, and you can think what you want, all right? So today I'll tell you about a lifetime that I had. And I remember so much from this lifetime. I have the full picture of it. The reason is that I was so curious about it. It's a fascinating life. And I looked at it many, many times. So it was about 700 years ago, and was in England. It's my first life in England, and I loved it. The start of the life was brilliant. I had a very good childhood. I had great parents. They were rich, not super rich, but I got to go to school. I don't think this was very common back then. And I became a writer. That's right. Now, people knew about me. I did very well. I wasn't super famous, but I did well and people knew about me. And there's a funny detail. I know what my name was. And of course, I was curious. I looked it up and I found myself. I found a picture of myself in these old books. And I don't look like I do now, of course, but it's a portrait, of course, and I can see that I'm a big guy. Well, that's what it looks like. And I sort of feel that I was sort of big, body-wise. I was fat. And these clothes, fantastic. So I suppose I dressed up for the portrait in the best clothes that I had, and that's what I looked like back then. It's amazing to watch this picture. Alright, so the start of the lifetime was very, very good. I was writing, I had lots of friends, I got a good wife, I found a good wife. And my first mistake, you see, the lifetime didn't end very well at all. But I think my first mistake was that I cheated on my wife. Terrible mistake. I don't know if this was common back then, but that's what I did. All right. And then at the end of the lifetime, I got involved in politics. See, I was sort of famous, and people near the crown, the royals, right? They thought that I was interesting. So they thought, we should connect with this guy. He knows a lot of people. People like him. Maybe he can help us. So I got involved in politics. This was another mistake, a big mistake. So, and of course I noticed very quickly how sick it was. Politics then, I think it's the same now. Maybe it's worse now. But it was sick then. People struggling to reach high positions, manipulations, murders, common back then. Terrible stuff. So I got involved in this. Just imagine this. I shouldn't have done it. And the thing is, I liked it. And I started to play their game. That's another mistake. And then at the very end of the lifetime, there were two guys who approached me. This I remember so well. I didn't like them. They approached me and they had a plan. And I'm not so sure about the plan, but I know that I backed away. I didn't like the plan, I didn't like them. I think it has something to do with reaching higher positions, maybe the top. Maybe replace the king. Maybe that's the plan, I don't know. I suspect that that's what it was. So I didn't like them, and I backed off. But I knew too much, and they had to kill me, which they did. They killed me. That's right. Now, another thing that happened was, I think this is very, very common. When you end your lifetime, maybe you do it all the time, ending every lifetime, you make decisions. And these decisions are so strong and powerful, and some of them will stick with you for maybe eternity. And I made a decision. Once they killed me, I decided I will never again get involved in politics. And I kept my promise. So sometimes people suggest that I should get into politics, and I feel, no, this is not for me. You know, I thought once that politics was sort of different today. It's not. Maybe it's worse today. Well, they don't kill each other today, do they? But it's terrible, isn't it? All the lying and the manipulation. It's so fake, isn't it? Yes. So that's the lifetime. All right. Be good.